What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today I'm going to be showing you Jeff's Stryker deck that he played for this week's Campus Championship. Let's jump into it. All right, so Stryker, what does Stryker do? Very simple. Stryker punishes your opponent for using the game mechanic momentum. Anytime that they would discard one of their momentum, whether by their effect or your effect, they're going to be losing one vitality for each one discarded. So if they've got a multiple 3 card and they get to multiple all 3 of them out, well, I'm going to, boom, respond and burn you for 3 vitality before the multiples resolve. And also, he says, commit my opponent discards a momentum. Real quick, that does not trigger the response because I have to commit my character and the response is not playable while committed, but I do get to pick a ranged attack up from my card pool back up to my hand. So I can commit my character and turn 1 attack into 2 attacks. Very, very solid when I want to just keep throwing bigger, better, crazier things. So with that said, let's go ahead and look at the attack lineup that we're playing. We are playing under the air symbol, and so we get access to a ton of really cool ranged attacks. But let's not talk about range. Let's talk about kicks. We're playing 4 Rising Monk. The only 2 check inside of our deck. It combos off of a ranged A, and it says combo discard all ranged attacks from my card pool, draw a card for each card discarded this way. So a very easy play is to play a ranged attack, play a second ranged attack, pick that first ranged attack up, play it again, play my Rising Monk. I'm playing 3 ranged attacks, a 4th Rising Monk, and then now I get to discard my 2 ranged attacks and draw 2 more, hopefully drawing more attacks. Very easy to accidentally find a ton of damage inside of this deck. Up next, we're playing 4 of his attack for Grenade Toss, one of the best cards to pick up as Stryker. It is a 3 high for 7. I'll repeat that, 3 high for 7 damage. This thing hits like a truck. If you do not hold high blocks against this deck, you will be mollywopped. And I love the fact that it's got this really good zone mix up of the high and the low of the Rising Monk. Very, very, very cool. Not to mention its response in the card pool is actually like really, really solid. Up next, we're playing 4 Straight Arrow. This just lets us find more attacks, discard the top 4 cards of our deck, and I'm going to be finding a piece that I need. If I find a ranged attack discarded this way, add it up to my hand. So I can Straight Arrow, play the Grenade Toss, find it. Straight Arrow, find the Grenade Toss, play the Grenade Toss, lift the Straight Arrow, play the Straight Arrow, find another Grenade Toss, and now the Straight Arrow has found me 2 additional attacks. Not to mention it's a 4 mid for 5. That is not terrible stats on a card. That is for sure, especially not a card that finds me an attack. In the same vein, we're also playing 4 Bowflame. This card just says discard the top 4 cards. If I discarded an attack this way, which there are plenty of attacks, I get to draw a card and my next check is +1. So basically it doesn't count itself. So I can sit here and play Bowflames over and over and over again. I'll play my Bowflame. This Bowflame basically won't count because I get +1 on my check. So it's on a 4-5, but my check is +1. I'll commit Stryker, pick this first Bowflame up, and then play my Bowflame again. Very, very good card. I mean, dealing with an overload of attacks is difficult enough, and being able to play them very cheaply as Bowflame is even harder. And then the last attack that we are playing in the deck is we're playing 4 Focus Charge. The reason we're playing Focus Charge, honestly, is it combos really, really well into Rising Monk. This is the best piece to be played right before your Rising Monk. It says your next attack this turn gets +3 speed, so now I have an 8 damage attack, and then it also says increase my powerful rating by 1. Rising Monk is a powerful 2 card. With this card, it increases to powerful 3, and so I get to just pop off. If I have any momentum, I'm going to be smacking you for a ton. Onto our actions and assets. The action that we're playing is we're playing triple Let's Cut Loose. Being able to find really good blocks or being able to play a foundation in my card pool, then play an attack, build my foundation down off of its enhance is very, very strong. One of the most versatile cards that we have inside of the game. Just a really, really solid ability. And the fact that it checks a 6, ooh, juicy. Up next, we're playing double Reki and Mekimaru. This card combos really well with my character because I can enhance, lift a ranged attack off of Stryker, and then try and draw an additional card. If I discard cards out of my card pool with Let's Cut Loose, it will trigger. If I discard cards out with Rising Monk, it will trigger. There's a ton of really good options in order to attempt to draw an additional piece of gas and keep going. Not to mention a little bit of damage pump. And then the last asset we're playing is one Nirvana. Just says, after you attempt to play a keyword, I'll cancel it. Making sure that my opponent can't reversal me is really important because of how big of a combo deck this is. I want to find as many attacks as I can. I want to play as many attacks as I can. And if you combo, you breaker, you stop me in any sort of way, I just can't have it. And so just being able to be like, no breaker. I would like to continue to play my turn, please. Or, hey, you're gonna reversal and try and friends and rivals me. No, there's no reversal. I'm just gonna keep playing my game. Really, really fun to stop my opponent from trying to interact with me. Onto our aggressive foundations, we're playing double the second Saintly Beast. Discard top 3 cards, get +2 or -2 speed. Fantastic for trying to push my damage through. I'm playing a bunch of easy attacks and giving +2 speed to my grenade toss, making a 5 high for 7 on a 4 diff. Just extra juicy. Really good. This deck is very good about producing damage, but it's not very good about producing speed. So the second Saintly Beast is a needed card inside of this deck. Speaking of damage, we're playing double special Riot control. This card just says commit +2 damage for each card in my card pool, each ranged card, excuse me. And so playing this on a Rising Monk right before I kick all the cards out of my card pool, sometimes you're just like, hey, this is either +6 or +8 damage. You better make sure that you block it. Not to mention, you can response flip after my opponent's ready phase. Ready all face down foundations. Maybe I've got a couple face downs and I went a little hard. They had a really good defensive turn. Well, I can flip this, ready up my whole board and be like, I still have 3 or 4 cards in my hand because my my Rising Monk went off. I'm not going to die this turn. I'm going to get at least 1 more. In the same vein, we're playing double Redeemed Rogue. As opposed to committing for damage, I'm just going to be removing the pieces from my discard pile to do so. A playable while committed, remove a combo or ranged, which every card in my deck fits that category, +2 or -2 damage. So either kill him harder or don't be killed. Up next, we're playing triple Finding What's Lost. We are discarding cards or having cards leave the card pool, and so sometimes you can get this up to like +3, +4 damage based on the number of cards that have left because of Stryker and Let's Cut Loose and Rising Monk. And so just being like, hey, this is the 3rd, 4th, 7th attack that I've played this turn because of how much that I've kind of popped off. I'll give it an extra 4 damage, and that's for each one of these, and you can do that twice per card. And then my last aggressive card is we're playing one Shaolin Fighter. Either commit for 3 damage or commit for stun 2. Very, very solid. And its Desperation Enhance, discard momentum, -4 damage is not too shabby either. A little difficult to get the momentum inside of this deck just because we are trying to discard cards out of our card pool. But if we do happen to have any Rising Monks stick, they are just really good defensive pieces on my opponent's turn. Onto our flow cards, we're playing one God of Thunder, destroy a foundation, ready a foundation. Sometimes checks don't go our way, and we have to come to expect that. And so if I've got a couple of committed cards that are not doing anything, and I'd like to continue to play attacks, let's blow them up. They're useless while committed. Let's ready some other ones. Not to mention commit for +2 damage. It's fine. We're playing double Prideful Personality, Enhance Flip, discard 2, draw 2. Just a solid replaceable card. I've got these 2 foundations that are not killing you. Let's get rid of them. Let's try and find some attack cards that do kill you. As I said, checks don't always go our way, and so we're playing 2 archery experts. Enhance Flip, either shuffle and disrupt my opponent's deck by shuffling 3 of their Puncher Judies back in, or I can make my next check to play a card +1. If it was a ranged attack, most of my attacks are, it gets +2 instead. Just, hey, I'll flip this thing and pretty much guarantee my next check. Very, very solid card. Up next, we're playing one Wandering Pirate. After it's committed or readied, I get to ready a different resource. This card counts as 4 foundations if I have it. I've got a committed foundation. I commit Wandering Pirate, and it readies this. I then get to commit it as an additional cost. Wandering Pirate gets to ready at the start of my opponent's turn, and this readies. I'll commit this to block, commit this to block, and then this readies back up. So I've used this foundation counted for like 5, 6, 7 foundations if used appropriately. And then my last flow card is one Tijuana Groceries, kind of like Wandering Pirate, but instead of readying other things, I'm going to remove 2 foundations and ready this card. This is just +1 of my check for as long as it exists on the board, because I get to just keep continually readying this card. Very good combo extender. On my defense, we are playing 4 Conquest of Terror. 9 times out of 10, if I fail on my combo, I have very few resources ready. And so I need to be able to have, or very few resources available to me. And so I need to have the best chance possible. Even if the only card on my board is just one of these Conquest of Terror, I'll flip, -2 speed, hopefully block this one thing. My 29 life is only going to get me so far. In addition to that, we're also playing 4 Saved by a Child. As opposed to a flip cost, it is a destroy cost. I will destroy, gets -2 speed, playable while committed. Just a bit of a panic button for defense. Up next, we're playing 1 Evil Eye, playable while committed. Flip, return its speed to printed. Pretty solid card. Once again, I think it's a bit of a panic button, but we are not playing any extra characters in order to use its other ability. On to Disruption, we are playing double Match Made in Hell. This card just says, flip, destroy one of my opponent's problem cards, and then they build the top card of the deck into their staging area face down. I don't even care about the stage down part. I care about the selective destruction. I'm going to destroy your staging area. You do not have that card any longer. Next, we're playing 1 Esoteric Yoga. If you attempt to draw a card, I'm going to say no. And it's also really good on defense because I can blow it up for -4 speed, playable while committed. 1 Ninja Outcast. I don't have a great use for the momentum. I guess I have powerful on the Rising Monk, but that's not that big a deal. Discard momentum after you play a weapon attack, an ability on a weapon card, cancel. That includes things like Breaker or Responses or whatever, not just enhances. Next, we're playing Double Betrayed by Family. Because of how stacked our damage is, especially on things like Grenade Toss, a lot of times my opponent's going to try and stop and prevent that damage. Any times that my attack would receive a speed or damage penalty, or they would reduce my damage, I get to selectively commit one of their cards, and this card readies itself at the start of their turn. So I can be a little overly aggressive and be a little greedy, commit some extra cards. As long as they're betrayed by the family, I get to ready them back up on my turn, or on their turn, excuse me. Next, we've got Double Cage Fighter. Cage Fighter is a very good foundation. It says after you check just enough to block my thing, I'll flip and make you fail that card. Maybe you're trying to play a pretty greedy 6 difficulty attack, and you've got 5 ready foundations. It's a good attack. You check your 3, I'll flip. You actually checked a 2. Do you want to just flip and I made you discard a card? That seems really, really solid to me. This card has kind of fallen off in favor because of the new cards that have existed inside of the format, but still one of the highest skill level cards that you can play. It is very easy to mess up with this card, and it's very easy to win games off of this card. And then the last card that we're playing is 4 Ageless and Wise. I asked Jeff, hey man, why are you playing 4 Ageless and Wise? And he said, it's got a really good low block. And so not only does it have this amazing ability of after my opponent attempts to stop one of the cool things that I'm doing by destroying a card in my staging area, but it also has got a really nice low block. All right, and so there you have it. There's Jeff's Stryker deck that he played for this week's Campus Championship. If you like the deck or you suggest some changes for Jeff, make sure that you let him know down in the comments down below. Check out all the matches that Stryker played in, and please support us out on patreon.com. Patreon.com/TCGUniversity. Sub out there at the $1 or more level and get direct access to us via our Discord. So, from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching, and stay learnt.